Yo, what's up guys, the Insane Game Freak here to bring you Durarara Season 2, Part 3, Episode 5. 6? Episode 6 review. This is not going to get any easier to keep up with. So ironically enough, if anything, was just kind of to show you how a lot of it was more of just explanations of things. Like the first part of it is really just an explanation to Chikage of what's going on with him and Mikado and Henri and all this other stuff. Chikage now knows pretty much the gist of everything and is like, well, you know what? I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to help you out. We need to fix this problem with the dollars anyway. I'll let you handle that. Well, I still got to go look for the guy who, fuck with my boy Kodaka because we ain't having that. You ain't getting away with that shit, god damn it! You have Henri and Saki, Masaomi's girlfriend, talking, and you kind of can tell halfway through the conversation, it's like, are you into Masaomi? Are you? Because if you are, shit's about to go down, miss. I'm sorry, mister, you are not having any of this. Which is kind of funny considering her own backstory with Masaomi, so it's kind of funny Saki is trying to get defensive about it. Although it was more of an interrogation, to be honest with you. Her answers were about as what I expected to. It's obvious that she has a thing for Mikado. Almost everybody else can see it, although because Saki herself hasn't seen them interact, she doesn't see that. And the conversation kind of leads to a neutral stance. It's like, so how do you feel about Mikado? And she's kind of like, I don't know. And she plays the whole savior thing, which I'm betting is a part of it. Because, hell, they're the reason why she's changed as a character is because they were there to kind of balance her out. I guess in a way, and it's the whole thing where she still acts like she doesn't deserve to be in love, even though Saki's like the best person for her to talk to, considering her initial relationship with Masaomi wasn't genuine and became genuine over time. So it's interesting to see that dynamic. And I'm pretty sure by the end of this episode, Henri is now aware of all of Masaomi's bullshit. No one's really aware of Mikado's because Mikado's has been all over the fucking place. But it's still an interesting dynamic. I'm assuming this is taking place at the same time as last week's episode because the preview for next week seems to be a continuation of last week's, which makes me think that this is probably going on during the same exact time, especially because the end of the episode even shows clips of Salty being held off by Kudri. So my assumption is this is going on around the same time. And then we gotta just get to see how much of a monster, I guess is the best way to describe, Mikado is. So Izumi comes to visit Mikado, and already off the bat, you already know Mikado's already into some god tier shit, because before he even gets in the fucking door, he already knows who Izumi is. Like, he hears the name Izumi, and Aoba knows who it is because it's his brother. And then all of a sudden he goes, Ron Izumi. Oh, that's your only Oni-chan, isn't it? And he's like, how the fuck do you know that? And he's like, oh, you think you're the only one who doesn't have his own intelligence network? And then there's that look on Aoba's face, which is like, oh no, this nigga has transcended some levels of bullshit that I don't even... Like, he was just like, oh, what the fuck? Because he knew way too much. Knew about how he got in trouble for fucking with Masaomi's girlfriend. Knew he was in prison. Knew he just got out of prison. And it's like, bruh. And then his conversation with Izumi is the weirdest conversation I've seen. This is like the second most subdued I've ever seen Izumi, specifically by choice. Because by the time he finishes the conversation, he gets into the car with like I don't want to say it's the second faction, but you can tell it's a faction of the Aquasama group. And he's like, so can you manipulate? It's like, I don't know about that. That might be hard. And it's like, and you're sitting there going, out of all the characters Izumi's run across, and Mikado's the hardest one to deal with. You know why? Because he kind of likes Mikado. Because Mikado don't bullshit. Mikado didn't bullshit that entire girl. He's like, look, even if both your arms are broken, you probably whip my ass. I'm not physically strong. I cannot beat you. But he even says, but at the same time, you ain't gonna leave here without some shit. you ain't gonna leave here unscathed. I'll say that, because he's like, I can only rely on numbers. And Izumi obviously is running off the thought process like, all right, look, this man gotta have some type of trump card. He is way too calm and way too cocky, considering everything that he knows and the physical position that he's in. And Mikado's just like, yeah, I get it. And then of course we don't see what Izumi hands him. He hands him something. And my thought process is, well, either Mikado doesn't care enough to know that that's probably some type of bullshit, or it's some type of weapon. I don't know what it is, but I know it's got to be something relatively important. But it's funny because Izumi's like, I handed it to him, he took it and said thank you, and then shot the breeze with me as if I didn't hand him anything serious. So you know it was something serious enough to where he should have had a reaction, and Mikado's just kind of like, whatever. I mean, hell, even the beginning of that segment, he's like, oh shit, there's something that's been bothering me, Aoba. He's like, what is it? You guys do your homework? And you're like, what? It's like out of everything that's happened, and the first thing that you worrying about is, guys, did you do your homework? I'm sitting over here like, yo, all right, Mikado, you sir are a motherfucking class act, because goddamn, this man goes, did you do your homework? It's also, we kind of get a little bit more explanation on Izaya's mindset, because he's kind of listing off how he's currently feeling. He's extremely happy with Mikado, because Mikado has created has become so completely ridiculous to the point where it's nothing but amusing to him. On top of which, he even openly admits that, like, hey, if he wanted to use me, I probably wouldn't have had any problems with it, because he's so fucking unpredictable. He's gotten past being predictable and has become completely off the fucking wall. And so, like, he's hit this line of, like, no one knows what he'll do next, and I think Izaya loves that. But he does mention how he doesn't want any other of these side niggas to fuck up his plans. And I think he specifically mentions, he mentions pretty much anything Psycho related, but I think he specifically mentions Kudri, Henri, and probably Celti to an extent, and then probably Shizuo. And Shizuo, he specifically is like, Shizuo is going to cause some real fucking problems. Now, I'm surprised he threw every one of those characters in there. It's like, so none of your plans have anything to do with those characters. So you have nothing, you don't care about this, which makes sense, because he doesn't care about the Psycho Army. He doesn't care about anything non-human. And all those other elements I just mentioned, other than Shizuo, is non-human. Shizuo's only really thrown in there because, let's be honest, Shizuo and him don't get along, and Shizuo has been trying to fuck him up. And ironically enough, it seems like Shizuo is going to cause some changes real fucking quick, because we saw in the episode preview, there's an interaction between Kudri, fucking Shizuo, and fucking Verona. And I'm like, bruh, I'm curious to see how this is gonna go. Because it seems like throughout the season he's gotten calmer and more chill and less like, fuck everything, I'm gonna rage out. I feel like he's become way more fucking dangerous as a result. And so, like, now it's like, oh no, it's Shizuo. Also, because everybody fucking loves Shizuo, so Shizuo! Woo! Oh lord. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, and then the other side thing that was of interest. There seems to be some discrepancy or some side shit going on within the Akasawa group, because Akabayashi's kind of like, okay, this fucker's doing something different with Izumi. What is he doing? And why wasn't I notified of it? So I'm guessing this dude, I forget his name, I think his name is like Akuso or something. You're sitting there and you're like, so he's doing some DL stuff with Izumi revolving around Mikado, whereas Akabayashi's just observing Mikado. So I'm like, this is not going to end well either way, but I'm curious about where it's about to go. So, because apparently there's some, I don't know if I call it infighting, but it seems like something that leads to infighting, but there's not enough there to make me think that it's going to lead into something huge, but there's some shit going on. So the episode is pretty much Henri, Saki have a conversation, learning more about Masaomi. Masaomi divulges a lot of information to Chikage. Chikage understands the situation and is going to help him out with Mikado. And then you got Mikado and Izumi interacting. which led to him getting some sort of gift from Izumi, although we don't know what it is, although we know it has an ulterior motive, although we know Izumi seems to like Mikado, and also, which something tells me in the future, it wouldn't surprise me if he ended up joining the dollars back in some various way. I'm curious to see how that would go. And then Izaya kind of just making his preparations. The only other interesting thing is at the very end of the episode, he gets a call from Chikage because Masami is like, Chikage is like, give me the phone number, I'll call him to tell him to meet you somewhere. Because I know if he don't want to pick it up for you, he'll pick it up for me because he don't know me. And he calls him, and at the end of the episode, you see him look at his phone, and he never picks up the phone. So I don't know if that really means anything or not. I'm totally... Also because Chikage is paranoid because he thinks some shit's about to go on. See, the thing you gotta remember is the gang shit and the gang shit and the Yoda Giddy shit. It's like completely, almost feels like it's completely separate to like, they feel like they're not the same things. Like, the Aquasawa group and the Yoda Giddy stuff doesn't seem like it's supposed to connect with the gang stuff, but it is connecting because it's all different. It's connecting by the characters, not by the groups. The other thing is Namine's flipping the fuck out on the chat because she's like, yo, fucking Mikado, get your ass over here. I need your help because Seiji's lost his shit because now he knows that where the head is. So he's fucking gone off the deep end. Fucking Salty's gone into a ridiculous rage. Like, shit is crashing down at the speed of light at this point. And he's sitting there going, you need to get the fuck away from the dollars. I need to holler at you. Although Namine doesn't mean shit to me because fuck Namine. To me, she's like a bullshit ass character. I mean, she's important plot-wise, but like otherwise, I don't give a fuck about Namine. But because she can take her incestuous love for her brother and go eat a dick, because she's not a good character. Even excluding that, she's not a good character. So fuck her. But yeah, but if anyone wants me to do like a video going into Masaomi's past, because that seems to be somewhat of a central theme now that Henri knows more about it, and because he's had to explain some of it at least to Chikage for him to get the full picture. Although Chikage does the coolest thing. He's like, man, I'm not gonna lie, I have really started liking Chikage. Like I liked Chikage before. He's just kind of climbed the fucking ranks of characters. Now I've enjoyed him more and more the more I fucking see him. But in game, pretty much everything is really coming to a head. We probably got like another 5. Well, we probably got more than that. We probably got like a good another 6 or 7 episodes left. But shit's going down. I'm excited. Next week is going to be fucking good. I saw Shizuo, Kudri, and Verona. Let's go. Let's fucking go. I'm curious, especially if he finds out that Shira's in the car. Ooh, let's go. Because that Nick, bruh. Ah. Woo. Next week is going to be cool as fuck. It's Durarara though, because I could be ended up disappointed. But Shizuo hasn't really disappointed me at all. Like this entire fucking season. He's been like consistently great. And Mikado's, I kind of love Mikado's like, this, because a lot of people call it dark Mikado, and it's dark for Mikado standards, but like, I kind of like this kind of style, because now he feels like you ain't gonna fuck with him on some level. Because now you've got characters, bigger name characters like, okay, he seems kind of off. And like that gives him an edge. He's gonna be like the strongest, weakest character in the goddamn series. It's ridiculous. And then, oh yeah, Kodaka's awake, so we gotta deal with that, I'm guessing, when we finally get to the next day, which probably won't be next week, because it still looks like it's at night. All this shit is happening in like one night, I've noticed. It's ridiculous. I fucking love it. It's great. Anyways, that's my thoughts. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. This has been the Insane Game Freak Life. Say game, play to win, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.